Alright, as Dad and I embark on Lift This Van, we're going to measure and see where everything's at right now. So this is front driver. So we've got bottom of wheel to lips at 28, center of cap-ish, pretty close to center of cap. We're looking at about 15 and a half. So that's what we're hoping to improve. There's no like relative. Hey Dad, you want to come stand next to this thing? Yep. Just stand right there next to the wheel and then we can see compared to one Dad.
Okay.
Cool. That's it. Sweet.
We're good.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is what we've done for our Vanagon Springs replacement job. It's been a bit of a nightmare. So we had, I'll show you, or I put a picture in, we had the McPherson strut compressors, which were, there we go, thanks Dad. These guys, which are spring compressors, but they are McPherson strut compressors. So what would happen is, when we put them in here, as we got the springs so that the joints would attach to the A-arms up here, the coils were too narrow that we couldn't get the compressors out.
And the top got trapped in.
And yeah, exactly. The top got trapped inside the upper recess of the A-arm there. So we spent all yesterday figuring that out, and then finally got that out this morning. They were just hanging there. They were stuck in there. So we've got like backs of impact guns and some washers and some substantial all thread, and that's going all the way through the middle of the spring where the shock goes, all the way up to some thick plate and some washers and double nuts up top, and we're using that as our spring compressor, so we can wrench on this down here and that'll support and pull the whole thing up, and then we've got the jack down there for support so that nothing moves where it shouldn't move. So we've just nestled the rubber top hat or the rubber hat into the top hat, and our last coil, where's my finger? I can't see it with the sun. Our last coil into the little coil seat. So let me show you the other side because it's done. So when we left off, we were still assembling, I believe, everything. So now we've got everything back in place like it should be. So our new bushings up top, we painted the A-arms, we've got the new Coney shocks, you can see the red guys in there, and the Schwenk springs. Those were the biggest burden of all of this. We've got our new T3 sway bar and HD end links, so that should help, or anti-sway bar I guess it is. New bushings up there for the chassis, whatever those bars are called. New end links on our tie rods, or yeah, that's right. New ball joints top and down there, bottom. So the whole deal is done. All right, here we've got our spring comparison for the fronts. So this is the size difference of the brand new Schwenk springs that are a zero lift. So they should be the stock height on all, or well, I don't actually know which van because I know they change year to year. But anyways, they should be like a zero lift, just a stock height. And then we've got the Karat springs that we had already. That's it. So that's just a little comparison. We'll do the measure test once we actually get them installed so you can see what they look like. We got the back end here now, and we're working on the rear trailing arms. So we've got two bushings in there that we need to pull and then slide our new ones in. All right, so we got our final product lifted, or put to close to stock height, but lifted for me. We're finally done. Got the rears all buttoned up. These bushings in here were the hard ones, but they were nothing compared to the front. I know I didn't align my tie rod ends correctly because, as you can see, it's hard to tell, but it's angled out a little bit. And then if we come over to the back, to this side, this one's dead even. So we're taking it to get in alignment right now. It'll get all fully checked over. We'll have them look at steering, look at everything. I've got the tape measure. We can do the tape measure test. Here in the back, I ended up going for, I made a little Yeah, that right in there, the little white disc. I just took a cutting board, cut it to fit. It's a little bit janky, but you can't see it, and it works because we had nothing back there on the trailing or on the metal. And then if we look at our height, we're just under 18, which from what I hear is the limit for the CVs. Now we do have the 944 CVs, so hopefully that'll help us a little bit. And as the springs settle out, that'll certainly help. Let me actually go from the other side. That's when we did the walk around the first time. Yeah, you got to close the door. Oh, there you go. That works. So there you go. A little bit of a lift.